Hello. Are you looking for the one? Are you waiting for the one to find you? Is your hope and desire to be uncovered like a beautiful gift and just randomly be found without you doing anything to get there? I assure you, this video is for you. I hope you stick around and stay tuned to get the juicy details on why the one is not a real thing. Hi, hello, my name is Jillian DeFett. I am wife, mom, entrepreneur, employee, house manager, all the things, and I bring you advice on whatever it is that you're asking me. A lot of people ask me about relationships, so today's video is going to continue in that mini series of savoring your season. I don't know how many of a series it is right now, so we're going to get right to it. I have heard way too many times women saying, is he the one? How do you know if he's the one? Is this the one? The one? The one? Girl, you ain't the one. Otherwise you wouldn't be asking about if he was the one. And here is how I know. The misnomer, right, that there is a single person completely designed for you is a bunch of hodgepodge bullcrap, whatever, mashugana. I don't even know what that word really means, but it's just a mess, right? Like, it is the biggest lie out there. There is no such thing as the one. I am sorry to tell you. There is a pool of qualified applicants. Okay, if I could show you the ball pit. This is how many people probably qualify to be your soulmate. Look at that. We have 400 plus balls in this ball pit, and some of them are in there and some of them are not. Your concept of the one is as good as that thing of balls in that ball pit. There's a lot of people that qualify because they're compatible. It's just a matter of timing, seasons, and figuring out where things line up and what are your non-negotiables and their non-negotiables. I'm going to tell you a really good story so that way I could give you what happened with me and how I fully and firmly came to that belief. When I was 18 years old, I had met a gentleman that honestly I thought was like for real my soulmate. He was my first love, and I don't talk to this dude anymore, but he knew that he was like my first love and that whatever he said or did, he was God to me, right? And in part of that, we were in every way possible compatible and a good fit, right? Like young Christian, and had the same mindset for a lot of things, but the season and the timing. I was 18, he was like 19, 20. It was not a good timing. I saw that it wasn't good timing because our maturity levels were not at a place where we could resolve arguments properly. Good fit up until like recently, before I got married, thought that that person was going to be in my life forever, and ultimately like at some point we would get married. That never happened, obviously. My name is not his last name, but he was a well-qualified applicant, and we were very good together as both friends and as, you know, romantic partners. I think for me, that lesson of understanding that season, timing, and maturity levels factor into all of that means that there's more than one. Because then right before my husband and I got together, there was a gentleman that we never actually like started to enter into a romantic relationship, but we were engaging in a good solid friendship, a really good friendship actually, right before I moved back to Delaware from Philadelphia. And this person was just, again, well qualified, and like we were in a season in our lives where if I had been, again, mentally mature, probably a little bit more spiritually mature, and a lot less selfish, I think it just didn't work out. Like, me and this person just did not work out, and not for nothing, not for his lack of trying. It was more or less, I was afraid and terrified that I wasn't enough, that I wasn't good enough. And I remember my mom and a lot of my family members were asking me when would we meet this person, and I did invite him on several occasions to like come down to Delaware to come hang out with my family. He was more than willing. He was super open to it, and I was a chicken. He and I talk from time to time right now, but not in that capacity, and it was a super respectful friendship. Like, there was never any lines crossed or any boundaries, and I will never forget, like, he treated me like a human, and there was a level of respect and confidence that he had in being like a solid friend before anything else, which is what I think allowed for a good friendship to blossom in such a positive way, where there were lots of good boundaries in place. Again, would have been a great pair, except I wasn't in a place to be ready for that. And I could give you countless other stories of good people that meet whatever things, but seasons, timings, maturity levels, mental states of selfishness or selflessness, like all of those things factor into whether you, I'm saying you as the viewer, are ready, right? Like, I was never ready up until 2018, and I'm 28 years old in December. Like, I was not ready, and I honestly, technically speaking, wasn't ready for marriage and all of the things that it brought, even after I was married. I want you to understand, being ready for marriage or being the one and knowing whether that person is for you is only going to be a determination on seasons, timing, and the preparedness of both parties. I think what makes my marriage really, really solid, and why I absolutely adore my husband and we get along really, really well, and we are definitely made for each other, is that we have an openness and a willingness to learn from one another, to grow with each other. I'm not trying to change him. He's not trying to change me. We're just giving each other the things that we need. But I say all of that to say, I want you to understand, like, the one does not exist. You need to be the one that you're desiring of somebody else. These other persons, right, like, that would have been a really good fit. I could have said, this is the one, right? And these are just two examples of men in my life that were really, really, positive people to me before my husband. But I wasn't prepared to be a wife. Just was not. The difference came where me and my husband already had an established friendship, and we were very open and transparent, and I learned from my previous mistakes of me not being ready that if I screwed this up again, that if I continued to think of myself as not worth having somebody great in my life, that it was just gonna keep getting worse. So I want you guys to kind of walk away with, there is no one. There is like 6,000 people out there that you could be compatible with, but if you're not ready, and it doesn't necessarily mean ready like you have all of your stuff together. If you're not ready to be humbled, humiliated, potentially embarrassed by your partner, and learn how to be corrected, and I say this from a like both male and female experience, if you're not ready to like walk through fire together, then you're not ready to be with the one, or you're not the one. You need to be healed in here, and you also need to be prepared to grow, because everything is gonna get exposed when you're married. Literally everything. Anyway, if this video you found helpful, please like it, subscribe below, turn on the notifications so that way you could hear more stuff like this. Comment below if you believe in the one and you completely disagree with this video. Let me know why. I want to hear your thoughts. If you believe that you are prepared, why don't you just explain why in the comments below? Or if you want some resources on how to get ready for marriage in some capacity, or how to go through some like deep internal healing, so that way you can then walk through fire with your potential mate, then I will be glad to respond. I reply to every comment that's on these videos. Again, my name's Jillian. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Grace and peace.